Good evening, listeners. It's your champion here to read the intro, and it's time again for the Shoot Your Shot Scorecast. We're brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. Just as a reminder, Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy site for player props, and we'll be talking about some player props later. What's awesome about Thrive is that it's so easy to play. You pick your team just like you do in regular fantasy sports, but you make your selections based on player props, and the overs and unders posted on Thrive Fantasy. The riskier the selection, the more points it's worth, and the more points you have, the better chance you have to win a piece of the prize pool. To go play, go right now to Thrive Fantasy app from the iOS store, Google Play, or just go to their website, www.thrivefantasy.com. When you sign up, enter our promo code for the show, Shoot Your Shot, and get matched anywhere from $20 up to $50 on your first deposit. So sign up and prop up right now. And again, stay tuned for later in the show when we get into our Thrive Fantasy prop picks of the week.
Quick correction.
Yep.
You did a great job there, sir.
Thank you.
That's an error in the script. That's my bad as a script writer. Our promo code is FN Fantasy.
Down below.
FN Fantasy. It's on the ticker down below.
All right, cut. We'll run it back. Start over.
Let's run it back.
Yeah. Hashtag run it back. All right, so let's throw it over before we get started to our rules analyst.
All
right, gents. Let's make this a fair competition. That means no ear biting, dreadlock pulling, clothes stripping, testicle kicking, or head shaving. Each game that you're about to pick and debate will include lines against the spread and over-under totals from ESPN. You must pick each game. You can select who you believe will cover the spread or the over-under totals for each contest. Each pick you get correct, that'll be worth 1 win. Each pick you choose incorrect, that's a loss. You must each use 1 skip, which is worth 0, or 0 wins, 0 losses, just 0, goose egg. And 1 lock, which is worth 2 wins, 2 losses. At the end of every week, the wins and losses will be added to the previous total. At the conclusion of the season, the winner will be honored recipient of the Chris Collinsworth Now Here's a Guy award. Now here comes my favorite part, and you at home, come on, say it with me. Let's get ready to gamble.
yes.
Awesome.
So pumped.
Yeah. I've never been more psyched up to pick some games for the NFL. Let's get into it. But the most important thing you all need to know is that no matter what happens in this world, we, the three of us, we won't be wrong. You can take that to the bank with you. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna first throw it over to Richie. You had a special announcement.
Yeah, so I did pretty fucking bad. That's why hence I'm in a trash bag. I was 4-10. Right? Is that right? 4-10 last week? That's fucking trash. And I apologize to you and the fans. So you know what? Fuck this. Gotta keep back. Let's go.
You know, I appreciate the honesty and the taking it hard.
We're back.
But because we won't be wrong, the good news is that even though you went 4-10, Man Michigan Hat went 10-4.
I got you.
So covered him. Very nice. And I was right in the middle. I went 6-8. So whatever. So the one thing you may have noticed, listeners, that was new this week and forevermore that was mentioned from our rules analyst is that we are now instituting over and under scores for the point totals of the games. So now when we pick, we can either pick according to the point spreads or we can pick according to the over under totals. The points will still work out the same. We can lock overs and unders if we want, but that's what we're doing. Let's get into our first pick of the week. Saints at Falcons, New Orleans by 3. The over-under for the point total is 46. So let me throw it over to Man in the Michigan hat, since you won last week, what are your thoughts on this game?
All right, let's keep the winning streak going. Starting off 1-0. My pick here is
Your
so
mom.
yes, the Saints are 5-1 against the spread, and straight up the last 6. I really think the Falcons this week are overvalued. I mean, they had a big win against the Raiders, who I've been high on, but I just think, this number is including that game a little too much. So with only 3 points, I'll take the Saints to cover.
Yeah, so I'm right there with you. To be honest, I've kind of bet against the Saints the past 2 weeks with Taysom Hill starting, and each week he's disappointed me because he's done better than I expected. And I know he's still primarily doing the Taysom Hill thing, which is running, but it's working. And the Falcons aren't good. I agree that they're overvalued from last week's upset against the Raiders. So I am picking the Saints in this game. And I know it's our first pick, but I'm locking the Saints in this game.
Oh,
yeah, I'm locking.
And the locks are brought to you by what?
The locks are brought to you by the Shoot Your Shot Sports merch store. So you can go to shop.shootyourshotsports.com, check out our latest gear. We always are getting new hats, shirts, sweaters, and mugs that are dropping often. So go lock down the gear of your favorite shows right now. But yeah, so right out of the gate, I'm locking the Saints for this week. 3 points. They're favored, so I need them to win by 4 against the Falcons. I feel like it's going to happen. Richie, what about you?
All right, so I got some stats here, guys. So New Orleans is 6-5 against the spread this season, and Atlanta is 5-6 against the spread this season. That means nothing to me. So I'm picking the Saints -3.
Brilliant.
Love the stats. Love the stats this week.
That's what really takes our show to the next level, is that kind of hard-hitting analysis.
Thanks, Coach Madden. All right, moving on.
Now here's a guy.
Yeah. All right, so we got our next week. Our next game is the game of the week, at least for us, the 3 of us, and that's the Detroit Lions visiting Soldier Field to play the Chicago Bears. The Bears somehow in this game are favored by 4. And the over-under total points for the game is 44.5. So Richie, you ended the last one. I'm gonna start you on this one.
Cool. So what I'm picking, I'll start with some stats. So the total has hit the under in the last 6 of the 8 Chicago's last games, and Detroit and Chicago are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. This is a tough one. I'm not picking a spread. I'm picking the under -44.5.
Ooh, that's a low under too.
Yeah.
Man, Michigan hat, is that a pencil in your ear?
It is. Paying my respects today to a great coach, former rocket scientist Matt Patricia, and his defense. So, out of respect for Richie and your pick with the under, I think his defense is really going to shine in this game. So, yeah. But just my tribute to one of my favorite men, and an inspiration to me.
Hail Maddie Patty.
That's right. So and the Eddie P Twitter account,
which is totally unaffiliated.
So Man Michigan hat, who are you picking?
This one's tough for me. So I've bet the Lions 3 weeks in a row ever since we've started the show, and I've been wrong every time. The Bears have also dominated the Lions recently, under Nagy, Trubisky. The one factor, though, is that when Dan Quinn and Bill O'Brien were both fired, remember the Texans and the Falcons both looked good and covered their next game. Both these teams are bad. The Bears are the better team overall, I think. But I think the Lions will look better this week than they have in a while. Might be a high-scoring game, might be a close game, might not win this game. But the Lions will cover. Give me the Lions and the points for the 4th week in a row.
Woo! Well,
could go wrong?
I'm very happy for you. And here's the deal. I thought I was gonna have the bold pick in this, which is why I was setting myself to go last. But my pick's the same as Richie. I'm going the under in this game. I know 44.5 is a low point total, but the Bears will undoubtedly have a bounce back game for the defense after their worst defensive performance since 2016 on Sunday night. They'll definitely bounce back. The Lions don't have as good of an offense as the Packers either. So there's that. And the Bears offense sucks. So I don't care how many defensive players are out for the Lions. There's no way these two teams are going to reach 45 points. There's no way.
One note, the Lions are on track for a historically bad year, even for the Lions. Right now they allow, I think it was like over 16 points per game in the second half, which is on pace to be, I think, top 10 worst all time in the NFL history.
Well, did you know the Bears have only scored twice this year in the third quarter? So
I did, yeah.
there's my second half stat for you.
Statonomics.
And one of those third quarter scores was a kickoff return to open the third quarter.
Brute.
So the offense has scored once in the third quarter this whole year.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Interesting is one word for it.
We're going down under.
That's right. All right. I really should try to, after Richie's poor week, I should really try to distance myself from his picks, but I'm going the under. I was feeling this ahead of time. So
Same.
Let's
Vibes.
go.
We got under vibes.
That's right. Let's go over to Browns at Titans. The Tennessee Titans are favored by 4. The over-under is good old Brian Urlacher, 54. This is a game that I was having a lot of trouble with. Thought about skipping because the Browns have shown to be good at times this year. They have a good record still, but then they also play it way closer than they should have, like beating the Jaguars by 2 points. Last week, I didn't really know exactly what to do here. When I looked into kind of the trends, there was not much indication there either, other than just the Browns have a bad history of covering, but their history is long reaching. So I didn't really know what to do here. I just kind of went back and forth, and what I settled on was the Titans. So I'm taking the Titans. I don't like the number 4, not at all, really. That's my biggest hang up. If it was Titans 3, 2.5, I would definitely take the Titans, but 4 is where I'm a little more tentative. But yeah, I'm taking the Titans to hopefully win by at least 5.
Gotcha. What about you, Richie?
All right, so I got some stats. It's Tractocito season, and I think it's going to be interesting. Here's a stat that does not really count. The Titans are 5-5 against the spread.
Woo!
But I feel like since it's Tractocito season, their King Henry season, I'm going to pound Titans -4. So, yeah.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's he's got to be worth a few points in line, it feels like, just his impact on the game. Yeah. Here's another stat. In their past 11 games away from Cleveland, the Browns have gone 1-10 against the spread.
Woo! Is
the
that
Titans,
good, Bill?
On the other hand, the Titans feel like a team who's been a little inconsistent, but we're well into the season now. We've seen a lot, and it seems like they're playing their best football right now, and they're a good team. So give me the Titans to win and cover.
Dang. So we did it. We all picked the Titans. We all made like old Greek gods and banged Titans. We pounded the Titans so hard on this week.
Clash of the Titans.
That's right. All right, let's move on to the Bengals at the Dolphins. This game is interesting also. Miami favored by 11.5. The over-under for the point total is at 42. Man, Michigan Hat, why don't you start this one?
The Bengals, which this stat was unbelievable to me. I had to double check this. The Bengals have not won their last 19 games on the road. They're 0-18-1, just straight up in their last 19 games on the road. They have done a pretty good job covering during that streak, though. They were 11-8 against the spread. So Cincinnati feels like a team that loses, but loses close. Miami still, to me, kind of feels like a little bit of an unknown. They've been inconsistent. This is a big point spread. I didn't want any part of this one. I will be skipping this game. And listeners, I've been trying to tackle this bottle of relish. Mine's not a sponsor for several weeks because I lost cap, no cap.
Yeah.
And so what I've decided to do, on every skip that anyone uses on this episode, I will be eating some relish. I'm probably going to be able to finish it this episode, but this will at least put a big dent in it. So you guys continue with your picks, and I will be taking my first shot of relish.
Well, not only does the first skip bring about Man Michigan Hat's relish eating, but it also brings about another sponsor, and that's our skips are brought to you by Fanatics. And Fanatics is your one-stop shop for all your sports gear needs. So be sure not to skip out on gearing up for the season. It's the holidays. Go buy your loved ones something nice. Go to shootyourshotsports.com/fanatics. Click on the link and purchase through there. You get a discount, and we get a little bit of the proceeds. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right. You ready for some more relish, Man Michigan Hat? I'm skipping this game too. I am not a fan whatsoever of the 11.5 number. The 11.5 is such a weird number to me. Like, I just don't like it. I don't have faith the Dolphins could win by 2 touchdowns. I just don't like this number, and I don't have faith that the Bengals will play well either. So I'm right along with Man Michigan. I'm skipping this one.
Don't do it, Richie.
All I gotta say is you gotta relish the moment, man. That's
right.
awesome. I'm not gonna skip this because I actually have some great stats for you guys. So Miami is 8-3 against the spread, and the Bengals, they have major injuries, including Burrow and I think Joe Mixon. So
yep,
I'm picking Miami minus 11.5. So I think I'm gonna blow out the Bengals.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
That's about it. No skip for me yet.
Let's move on to Mike Glennon and the Jaguars versus everybody's favorite Cousins and the Vikings. So this year we all got to spend Thanksgiving with Cousins, our own Cousins. He actually played on Sunday, but just wanted to sneak in a little familial Cousins.
Oh, did you know he's from Barrington actually?
Don't care. No, cool.
Oh wow.
He was a Bear fan before he was actually a Viking. So
well,
crazy.
Good for him.
Big Creed fan too.
You like that? Big what fan?
Creed. He loves Creed.
Like the band,
or yes, the band. Yes, the
band. Okay. All right. Jaguars at the Vikings. Minnesota by 9.5. The over/under is 52. Maybe you can tell by my reaction here, but that's a big number to me. I know that Dalvin Cook. We were just discussing before the show if he's injured or not. I have no idea. I know he's a force to be reckoned with, but the Jaguars, whether it's the Packers or the Browns, have been playing good competition really closely. So I feel like they're going to continue to play poor competition closely. I don't know that I would pick the Jaguars to win, but I am picking them to cover.
Interesting. So the Vikings, like you said, that big number for the Vikings made me think twice. And I looked back because it felt like Minnesota hadn't done well covering the spread as a big favorite. And in the past 6 games where they were favored by 9 points or more, Minnesota has went 1-4-1 against the spread. So not great numbers there as a big favorite. I also bet the Jaguars last week and it paid off against the Browns. I think they're a little bit better still than their record shows. And I think the Vikings are overrated. So between the two of those, I'll take those points for sure.
Nice.
Interesting pick. Interesting pick. So
interesting.
I have a pick. I have
Jags too, right, Kyle?
Yes.
I have a stat that is useless because I'm not going to use a stat, but the over is
You've been full of those
7-0
tonight.
in the Vikings' last 7 home games, but I'm not picking the over. I'm picking the Jags plus 9.5. I don't think the Vikings will cover because the Steelers were a double-digit favorite against Jags in Week 11, and they're barely covered. So I think the Jags are going to cover against the Vikings. So Jags plus 9.5.
Well,
Wow.
we just like the Titans, we all picked the Jags. So
All picking big underdogs.
yeah. Well, the Titans are favorites, but whatever.
Or just on this one.
Okay. All right. Raiders at Jets. Raiders by 7.5. The over-under is 47. Richie, why don't you start this one?
This is funny. All right, so my stat has nothing to do with my pick, but
This is
like
awesome. You
Yeah,
should
the-
only contribute these stats. This is perfect.
that's the whole point. It's all entertainment stats. So the under is 7-1 in the Raiders' last 8 games against the team with the losing record. Therefore, I'm going against that stat. I'm taking the over 47.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
Not just an irrelevant stat, like a relevant stat that you directly went against.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
I respect it.
For me on this one, I feel like, we kind of referenced it with the Saints Falcons game. The Falcons were overvalued, and I feel like in this one the Raiders have now been undervalued after a big upset, a very disappointing game against the Falcons. The Raiders have playoff aspirations. I feel like this is a bounce back week for them. The Jets are awful. 7.5 to me was far too low for the Raiders against the Jets, so I'm taking the Raiders.
I have like basically all the same notes you just said. I love betting against the Jets this year, and this isn't that many points to bet against them for how bad they've been for this long. And like you said, the Raiders just got embarrassed. I think they bounced back big here. I almost locked this, but for now I'll just use a pick and confidently take the Raiders.
Very nice. All right, Colts at Texans. Indianapolis by 2.5. The over-under is 51. Now, call me crazy or call me newer to picking games and gambling here, but here's my gut on this game. I don't have one. So I turned to the point total of 51, and the Colts have a good defense, but they have some injuries on defense. The Colts have had a pretty good offense. They've been putting up some decent numbers lately on offense, even in their loss to the Titans last week where they got blown out by a lot. They still scored like 28 points.
Mm-hmm.
So the Texans put up 41 on the Lions. I know we said the defense isn't good of the Lions, but the Colts defense is definitely better, but I feel like the Texans can still perform offensively. So I am going to be a little bold here. I'm going to take the over on this game.
All right.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Who wants
I'll
to
go
go next? Awesome.
I'll go next. Again, I have some stats that I'm not going to use, but the Texans, they're 4-7 against the spread, and they're 6-5 on the over/under. The Colts, they're 6-5 against the spread, and 7-4 with the over and under. So therefore, I'm taking the over 51.
Wow.
With no logic with my stats.
Well, a couple of overs. Oh man. All right. Sorry. Colts Texans. Get my notes together. Okay. So I was looking forward to seeing this line as we all right, fans who are commenting, they won't relish. Let me get through.
You want to relish in this moment right now with you.
Nope. It'll be right after this pick. Need to be able to get my thoughts out clearly. So yeah, I was looking forward to seeing what this line was going to be, because before it came out, I was already thinking I might take the Texans and they might give me like 7 or 8 points. But with the line only be 2.5, I don't like picking the spread here. So I'm also betting the over-under, but I'm betting the under.
Ooh, Rebel.
Phillip Rivers isn't going to do much, I don't think, even against a Houston defense that isn't elite by any means. And I think the Colts defense will step up on the other side and get some key stops. Will Fuller's out for Houston. I think all this just kind of adds up to a low-scoring game. So that over-under is a little higher than I thought it would be. So I'm taking the under.
Interesting.
There it is, fans. There it is.
Enjoy it.
Oh, it's all stuck at the top.
Can you lick it again?
That was a once in a lifetime thing.
Here he comes.
Yes. Just a tip, though.
Oh, that's the money shot. Yeah. All right.
Got to give the fans what they want.
How are you done? Is that it?
No, there's still more.
Okay.
You might have to cut it open, and just like scoop it out.
Oh no.
All right. Rams at Cardinals. The Rams are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 48.5. This is just another kind of tricky game. I'm not a big fan of the board this week. But I feel like the Cardinals to me, I have a similar feeling with the Raiders. They've been a little up and down this year. They've seemed to impress often, although they do have some letdowns. And I feel like they had a big letdown last week against the Patriots, and I think they bounced back this week. The Rams have looked shaky, lost a bad game against the Niners, but I have more faith in the Cardinals than I do the Rams, so I'm picking the Cardinals this game.
Go ahead, Richie, on this one.
All right, so I'm actually going to use a stat that I actually put. So
yes,
the Rams,
wow,
they're 5-1 against the spread against teams with a winning record. So I think the Rams, they have the great defense. I think they have what it takes to stop Kyler Murray. I'm high on the Cardinals, but I'm going to have to take the Rams for 1.5. It's not bad. They're favored by a pick, basically. So it's going to be a close game, honestly. So I'm going to take the Rams when their defense.
Yeah, this good numbers on that. And the Cards on the other side have not been good against the spread. Their past 4 games, the Cardinals are gone 0-4 against the spread. Going back all the way to 2017 when McVay was hired, the Rams have gone 6-0 straight up and 5-0-1 against the spread against the Cardinals. So all the numbers, which Richie also gave some, say to bet the Rams, but my gut says to bet the Cardinals. And I'm a football guy, right? I'm not a mathematician or a freaking scientist. So give me Arizona. Jared Goff sucks. Yeah, Cardinals to win and cover.
Very, very good. The way you said frickin', I felt major Dr. Evil vibes, like
or Phillip Rivers
laser beams. Phil Rivers.
Right.
All right. Giants at Seahawks. Seahawks by 9. Over-under is 48. I'm going to throw it over to Man of the Michigan Hat. Why don't you start this one?
Yeah. The Giants, I've liked betting the Giants the past few weeks. I don't know how many times I have, but it feels like I've stuck with them pretty consistently, and they've been a pretty good pick against the spread this year. Seahawks have been inconsistent. I was high on them early, but they give up a lot of points. This feels to me like a game the Seahawks probably win pretty convincingly by multiple scores, but 9 is a lot of points, and I think the Giants could get a late cover. I just feel like if I bet the Seahawks here, I'm going to be on the wrong side of it with an end of the game cover by the Giants. So I'm got Danny Dimes, New York, Danny Dimes and his gimpy hamstring to cover the spread.
Nice.
Interesting. Well, hey, stat boys, I got a stat for you. The
Whoa.
Giants are 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games as an underdog.
Yep.
I like that stat.
I do too, and I like that stat so much that I'm definitely going to pick the Giants in this game. The Seahawks favored by 9, I agree, is high for a team that has a bad defense.
Yep.
More so, like you kind of said, for closing out the game. Definitely feel like some garbage time scores might happen from the Giants. So that's my feeling on this game. Richie, what about you?
So knowing a lot about garbage lately, I feel like I had garbage picks last week. Here's a stat that no one cares about. The under is 5-1 in the last Giants 6 games, but I'm taking the Giants +9. Is Danny Dimes injured? Was he injured last game? That's the problem I'm trying to think of right now.
He came out. It looks like he's probably going to play. Last I heard,
Cool.
he's kind of day to day with his hamstring injury.
Yeah,
so.
I've been liking the Giants lately. Are they in first right now, or are they tied with like the Eagles?
I think they're a game back of
Yeah,
Washington, maybe.
Watching. Okay, I do like the Giants though.
They're still
so
in it. Yeah.
I'm high on the Giants. I'm kind of low on the Seahawks right now. They don't really cover high spreads, so Giants +9.
Nice.
All right.
Sweet.
It's crazy. We're all three picking the Giants against one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. But
we're not letting Russ cook,
here
guys.
we are.
We're not rating Russ Cook.
No, I like that pick. That's a big number. So
Yeah.
Mr. Unlimited. All right. Eagles at Packers. 2 of my least favorite teams in the NFL.
Really, the Eagles? You don't?
Not really. I
Fuck
just
the
Oh, okay.
Eagles. by
I was
the
just
way.
like, oh, I didn't know that.
Fuck the Eagles. I hate the Eagles.
The Eagles are absolute dog crap.
listen. In terms of my least favorite teams, it's the Packers, and then literally both teams from Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Penitentiary State.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So this game, Eagles at Packers, Green Bay by 7.5. The over-under is 47. So I don't know if you guys watched that game on Sunday that happened between the Packers and the Bears.
Game.
Yeah, the Packers offense ripped to shreds the number 3 defense in the NFL. I hate picking the Packers, but I'm doing it. I'm picking the Packers. They better win by at least 8 against the Eagles to confirm that they are a actual good playoff team, because they might face the Eagles in the playoffs at some point.
You never know.
Luckiest draw ever if they do. Yeah.
So, but no, I'm picking the Packers.
Yeah. Well, here's some numbers to reassure you. Since the start of the 2009 season, so there's a long track record, almost over a decade, Aaron Rodgers is 18-2 in December home games and 16-4 against the spread in December home games. Since the start of this season, like I said, the Eagles have also been absolute garbage. So I think the Packers win big and cover here. And this is my lock. As much as I hate to lock a Packers game, it just feels wrong. But I feel pressure for my fans to keep up my my winning record. And so I just had to do this mathematically.
Gross. You disgust me.
Me too.
Yes. It makes sense because all the green go on your body. You're turning into a little Packer fan, the little relish. So, just kidding. Anyways,
you will be kicked off the show if you become a Packers fan.
I would deserve nothing less.
all right. I have a stat for you guys. So the over is 7-4 in the last, I don't know how many games. I definitely copied that wrong. Anyways, last couple games. Yeah, it's a great stat. 7-4 in the last 11 games, probably. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
Since the Eagles tried to fuck everyone on Monday by scoring and doing the 2-point conversion, I figured they want to score points all day. Points all day. The Packers love scoring points too. Against the Bears, they like to run up the score. I'm going to over because they just want the fucking points. So
I like
hammering the over.
I like
47.
that's a good pick. All right. Patriots at Chargers. LA by 1. What is this? Is this line? Interesting line that we have there, to me at least.
Yeah.
Oh, like not 1.5. It's just 1.
Yeah, it's literally a pick 'em.
Over under is 47. both of these teams have been up and down. I mean, it's evident to everybody that Justin Herbert's going to be special, and he's the only reason why I have anything to pick off of. And so I'm picking the Chargers because of Justin Herbert, basically him by himself. Other than that, I would literally flip a coin for this game. But Justin Herbert is the one thing that turns me to the Chargers side.
Mm-hmm.
Tony bolt on. I like that. Yeah. Excuse me. I literally said on my notes, this is a coin toss. So I literally flipped a coin, and what I got was the Patriots. And I have a stat that has nothing to do with it, but the Chargers are 0-5 against the spread. Actually, though, it does make sense, but I'm not even that nothing to do with it. So the Chargers are 0-5.
It did not affect the coin flip.
Yeah, I literally flipped the coin, and the tails were the Patriots. Tails never fails. So Patriots, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. My first thought when I saw this line, like in my notes that I have in a separate doc, I just did a bunch of question marks because, like you said, Kyle, like I looked at this number, I was like, it feels weird that the Patriots are the underdog in this game. I mean, they're obviously different Patriots team than they have been when they were the dynasty that they were. But the Chargers can't win games, and the Chargers coaching staff is a grease fire right now. Like you look at the way their time management is, and like just the decision making, the play calling. I really like Herbert too, and he's a reason why I've been betting on the Chargers. But I think coaching is going to decide this one, and I think you have one of the best coaches in the NFL still. It would be Belichick, and across to him on the other sideline is probably the worst coach in the NFL now that Patricia's gone. So I think Patriots win and cover.
I could think of a couple more coaches.
I forgot about Nagy, my bad.
He's down there. Nice.
Very good. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football. Been waiting all day for Sunday night.
Hello?
Did you freeze?
I thought mine froze.
Me too. All right. So I think he froze. So I don't know if I should say if he's saying it right now. I have no idea. But
right before he cut out, I heard him say he wants to bet the Broncos against the Chiefs. So we'll go ahead and write that down.
All right, cool.
Broncos. He said he locked it too. So
nice. I'm actually going to skip this. So while we're waiting, do you want to do a little shot of relish while we're waiting on this, since I'm skipping it just in time?
And then we'll see if we can get him back on here.
Yeah. That's actually a perfect picture of him. He's like, oh. He might have lost connection. That's crazy.
All right, I'll get into my pick then for this.
Yeah.
When we get reoriented. All right, so this is the Sunday night. Man, where am I at my notes?
Just like the Terminator, he'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah, Kyle says he'll be back.
He said
you got it. All right. My fault. I'm finding my spot. Okay. So since November of 2015, the Chiefs have gone, this is a crazy number, 30-3 straight up against divisional opponents, and 22-10-1 against the spread for divisional opponents. So betting the Chiefs against division rivals is always been a good bet. And against the Broncos specifically, they're 10-0 straight up and 9-1 against the spread. We also have no idea who the Broncos quarterback is going to be, and we know exactly who Patrick Mahomes is. So to me, this is easy money on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't like the big numbers. It's more than, it's about 2 touchdowns. It is 2 touchdowns to win it, obviously, but I didn't like the number because I feel like sometimes the Chiefs, they kind of sneak by and win it. They're not it depends. I feel like now they're in beast mode, but you never know. So I just didn't want to risk it. So I'm
it is almost a 2 touchdown number. The Broncos might bounce back and have because last game was so embarrassing with them not having a quarterback and getting blown out that maybe they kind of bounce back. So yeah, no, that's a tough one. All right. Well, Kyle said in the chat that he got the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, and the Chiefs. Yeah.
All right, cool.
We can move on to Monday Football while
Mhm.
we're
Yeah,
waiting for him.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So Monday Night Football, we have the Washington football team at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is favored by 10.5 points. The over-under is 44. I'll kick it off to you. What are your thoughts on this game?
I didn't have this on my notes, but as I'm looking at the numbers, it's kind of weird. The over-under is at 44, which seems low, but then the point spread's high. So basically, they think Washington's probably going to score like 0 points.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, I mean, it makes sense because the Steelers have a good defense, but they just had another big injury today. They're going to be coming off a short week, playing on Wednesday. Just kind of weird. Also, in the past 8 games where the Steelers were favored by double digits, so this is kind of like my number with the Vikings earlier.
Yeah.
They were just 1-7 against the spread. They were 7-1 straight up, but 1-7 against the spread as big favorites. I've really liked betting the Steelers this year. Obviously, they're a good team, but this is just too many points.
They're
for me.
11-0.
Yeah, right. This just seems like too many points. Who knows when this game will be played? Feels like a possible emotional letdown spot. So I think after a tough, kind of weird game against the Ravens, maybe they win still, but it's close with Washington. So yeah, I'll take the football team to cover.
Interesting. Yeah. So, yes, I know the Steelers are good, but I think the football team has a pretty good defense, and I think they can stop the Steelers from covering. So I feel like I'm going to take the football team too, plus 10.5, honestly. So it's going to be an interesting game, I feel like.
Washington's like a decent team.
Yeah.
You know? Like their record's not great, but they're winning their division right now, and their defense is like sneaky good. So
yeah. It's weird because I remember I used to bet against them, and I'm like, wait, that's stuffing wrong now. So I'm like flipping the switch and betting, I guess, with them or for them. Yeah.
Yep, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep going, and then whenever Kyle gets back on,
whenever he wants to. Yeah.
Well, actually, he just got back on the dock. Maybe he'll be signing on here in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, we'll go to our next one. This is also a Monday night. We have 2 Monday night games.
Yep.
Bills at 49ers.
Are they different? Header.
Are they like simultaneous, or is one before the other one?
I'm not sure. Wait. There he is.
Back again. My internet cut out, but I'm back again.
All right, we'll go back.
I went inside, looked at the modem, and the lights were all flashing, but I'm back again.
Well, while you were gone, we did get your lock in on the Broncos versus the Chiefs. We did get that set.
Yeah, so. I did use my lock at the beginning of the show on the Saints, but
oh man, okay.
Thanks all right,
so we just finished picking Monday Night Football, Washington football team at Steelers. We both took Washington to cover the 10.5.
Well, first of all, you did get my Chiefs pick, right? I put that in the comments.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yep.
All right. I didn't really have analysis on that game, by the way. I was saying when I got cut out, though, it was interesting to me that there's rumors that Vic Fangio could be fired. And the reason that's interesting to me is because all his team has been ravaged by injuries and horrible quarterbacks. And he's had like no real shot to actually be a head coach. So I feel kind of bad for him. I paid my bill, okay? It's on auto pay, okay?
Hey, when you struggle in your picks, time's a little tight right now. Yeah, you gotta cut costs.
That's right.
Speaking of the Bills,
right.
There you go.
I like that. Wait. So my Steelers football team pick here. I like that you guys picked Washington. My pick here, 2 good defenses. I'm going with the under on this game.
Oh,
that is my selection.
That's a pretty low under.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
To your credit, though, I did bet the over today because for some reason I thought the Steelers and whoever they played today were gonna go over. Definitely did not. So that's a really good pick. So
that's true. Betting over unders is like I'm not great at it. I just don't do it very often. But doesn't it feel like when you bet an under, like you hate football, like you have to root for bad football almost?
Yeah.
Like betting the over is just more fun.
It's so fun. Points.
But when you have good defenses, yeah, I mean that makes sense. So
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. It makes sense. That's why I picked it.
Nice. All right.
Good.
Are we on to the Bills now?
Yep.
Yeah. Now I have to address the Bills.
Nice.
All right. Well, why don't you start with it?
Yeah.
Did he really just cut out again?
Oh man. Go pay your bills, and not the Buffalo Bills.
Dude.
Anyways.
All right. Well, yeah, you start.
I'll go. All right. So I got a stat for you guys. So Buffalo is 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games against an NFC opponent. So I'm locking this game down. Bills by field goal against 49ers. Let's go. Because no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. All right.
Nice.
Oh, you're back.
I am back. Yeah, sorry. I had to I just to play it safe, I wanted to connect to a hotspot. Like so I did that whole thing where you turn your phone into a hotspot deal. Cuz my phone is right here as opposed to my modem, which is inside the house and I'm in the garage. So all right. Bills, Niners, I'm going the Bills. There you go.
Oh man. Good analysis. Well, I'm either going to gain a game up here or I'm going to lose it. This is a tough pick, but I really am impressed by what the Niners have been able to do this year, despite all the injuries and issues. You talked about Fangio and the Broncos. The only team that's been decimated more than the Broncos is the Niners, and they've still, I mean, they're below 500. I think they're 4-5, maybe, or I don't know what 5 and 6. I don't know, but
Something.
Based on everything they've went through, I've just been impressed with their coaching staff. I think between Salah and head coach, I'm blanking on his name right now, Shanahan. It's just Shanahan, right?
Kyle
Shanahan, right? Yeah. Their coaching staff is like, they deserve a lot of credit for what they did. The Bills have also been kind of up and down all year. I don't know what their numbers have been picking against the spread, but it just feels like they're just an inconsistent team to bet on. So I think San Francisco might not win this game, but they keep it close and cover.
Nice.
All
right. Well, given your tracker, you're at what? Are you above 100 total? Yeah. So, yeah, you're 20, I'm 16-25.
What?
Can you hear me?
Are you the Terminator now? I literally feel like you're just doing robotic noises now.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
hold on.
There you go.
Wait, it's better?
Yeah.
Way better. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Terminator. Now can we go George now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a Rain Man moment. All I was saying was that
we are betting, so maybe that's good.
Yeah. If anyone gets the benefit of the doubt for picking like the Niners like you did, it would be you, man, Michigan Hack, because you're 21-20 total. I'm 16-25, and Richie's 14-27. So you are the only one above 500 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So must be nice.
It is.
Well, I've been waiting all day for a Tuesday night, Tuesday night football. That's why I put.
I was like, what the fuck was
Because
I
by
wanted
the end
to
of the
make sure
season, we'll play. By the end of the season, we could have played a game on every day of the week.
We need a Friday, right, and a Saturday.
Yeah, Friday night, and there's already college games on Fridays, so it doesn't feel too.
Oh, I thought you meant like NFL specifically.
Or no, I know, but I mean like since college plays on Fridays, I feel like the NFL could throw one on there maybe.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Cowboys at Ravens, Baltimore by 7. I don't think at the time when we were putting this together, and a lot of these lines are based on what we were seeing morning.
Here we go again
for the Ravens.
There we go.
Mr. Robotic is back.
All right, I'm gonna go switch back to my Wi-Fi off this hotspot.
Well, now it's working. Right here.
Oh man.
Did you say what your pick was though?
I don't think he did. I think he's thinking. So.
Okay. We'll come back to you.
We'll come back to you. We got you. All right. So I'll go next. So
this has been rough. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now I hear you. Go ahead and throw your pick in real quick. So we
go ahead. Before the robot gets you.
Yes, my pick is the Ravens.
Nice.
Because the Cowboys are trash.
That's very
just
true.
just like me, since I'm trash, I'm picking the what am I picking again? I'm picking the Ravens. Gut feeling, no stats involved. Yeah, just the Ravens, -7.
They lost today, right? It was like by 4 or 5 or something weird.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Ravens too, not because I feel great about them, but because maybe they bounce back after a loss, and it's more so just the Cowboys are terrible. So, and I'm afraid if I bet the Cowboys here, you guys would get another game up on me. So we'll either all go down together or I'll be right.
Sounds good.
But we won't be wrong.
We will never be wrong.
Oh man. Well, I apologize to everyone for the robots taking over. It's a sign of the future and the sign of the beast. I don't know somehow. I don't know. I'm going off the rails now.
End of the world.
Whoever
Speaking
wants
of rails, I'll try fancy props of the week.
Oh yes, thank you. Way to steer this ship back to where we need to go.
Going off the rails and coming back on the rails. All right, so I'll kick it over to you, Man Mission Hat. Oh, that way. What's your try fancy prop of the week?
All right, so this week I've got this one is an interesting prop because it combines 2 different stats, but Carson Wentz, who, as I said, is terrible. Like every time he touches the football, looks like he has no idea what he's doing with it. Like it surprises him every time a snap comes at him. Over 2.5 combined touchdowns and interceptions. I feel like the 2 interceptions is a pretty safe bet. The question is just if he can get a touchdown. So I'm going to go over on the 2.5.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right. Go ahead.
I am going to go with Allen Robinson for over 5.5 receptions. I know I picked the under in this game. That doesn't mean that A-Rob's going to score a bunch of points necessarily for the Bears, but he's Trubisky's primary target. I don't know how well the Lions will be able to lock him down. So I'm going to take
sneak peek.
So I'm going to take my chances and go with A-Rob for the over on 5.5 receptions.
Awesome. And then I've got Matty Staffy. I'm gonna go over 20.5 total completions. So hopefully he can throw it against the Bears defense. So we'll see what happens.
All right. So those are our Thrive Fantasy prop picks of the week.
Awesome.
Go pick
and
them.
then I'll close this out. So let me get this going.
We don't use a script, by the way. This is all
unscripted. Oh, this is all on top of my head.
Yeah.
all off the cuff. But anyways, that concludes the Shoot Your Shot Scorecast for this week. Remember to subscribe so you never miss another pick. Be sure to follow us at Richie Chicago, at Furious George, and at Michigan Hat for our dumb commentary on all the games we're all watching. So
sorry about the robots.
Oh yeah. Next time. With all uncertainty with the robots in the world, and one thing that is certain though is our predictions. So thanks for tuning in, guys. See you guys next week for more correct picks.